Okay, thank you very much for Deanna. I got communication 369.4. And I appreciate these numbers. We actually see it as visual. So I was expecting a bump from our 268 that we had last meeting, but here we are now at $3.2 million. That is a big number, Deanna.
So last time, the 258,000 was basically just for one day. And so now you have, this is cumulative, and the payroll is through July 31st. The days work through July 31st, and the other costs are through yesterday.
Wow. So, and being that we still have, some agencies up on the mountain, these costs are going to go up again since we're not seeing overtime costs from 7/31 to present, correct?
August 1st to present, correct.
Okay, that's good. So we have another, well, not good, but we're going to see another jump. Did we find out whether Maui is going to be billing us for their overtime?
No, they're going to be billing AG's office directly, is my understanding.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about their costs. So I've heard it a couple of different ways, is that we will be incurring their costs if the Attorney General's office is unable to pay or not going to pay. So I'm just wanting to clarify that, because if we're catching it, then we got to be billing AG. I don't agree with it either way, but that's how it is. What districts are these officers coming from? I'm looking at our level of service, and I want to ensure that, one, we're not overworking our guys, and two, that the rest of the districts that they're being pulled from are still getting the same level of service that they should be getting.
The reason you're seeing the high number.
I did reach out to my own captain in Pahoa, and he was unable to answer the question and said I needed to talk to you or your office.
Okay. The reason you're seeing the big numbers is from the onset, from the 17th, we went into 12-hour shifts island-wide. That is to ensure that there was adequate coverage island-wide while we still had a contingency of officers up on the mountain to be prepared to escort or provide support with the state law enforcement agencies in getting the equipment up to the mountain. In actuality, when we put the whole entire districts on 12-hour shifts, we actually increased the staffing out in the field. Now, as far as tasking officers or burdening officers with extra duties, unfortunately, it comes with the territory. Whenever we have a natural disaster, whenever we have any kind of emergency, it comes with the job that you're going to work extra hours. Fire department sees it, public works sees it, we all see it. We're very cognizant of that. You're going to see the numbers drop after August 1st. It's not going to be as high as it is now, and the reason for that is, as of July 28th, we reverted all the districts back to 8-hour shifts, normal operating shifts, and the contingency of the mountain was reduced drastically, and that's what we're operating with now.
Oahu came in at 162,000, Maui County at 100,000. These are just our rough numbers that we're running with. So we are at close to $3.5 million to fund TMT on a county level, and although the state did close Mauna Access Road July 14th, July 10th actually, preemptively of any project happening, anything happening due to the large equipment going up Mauna Access Road, we have spent $3.5 million in providing security on the mountain, and that's what I was after. That's why I wanted to know what we were spending. So, has there been any movement by the AG's office to start refunding us for any of this?
We are in the process of submitting the bills since this last payroll was generated. So I don't believe we received anything yet, but we should have the bills out to them sometime this week.
Wow. And then again, so we've only tracked since July 1st, really. Is that correct?
Yes.
So anything that happened in 2018 fiscal year wouldn't have been accounted for?
If there was time, or anything, yes, we did not account for that.
That's too bad. I mean, it would have been nice to get reimbursed for everything that happened. I would have liked for that to have been looked at. Is there any way to go back and take a look at what could have been spent?
The departments usually keep timesheets. We can check if there were costs.
Didn't we talk about that last time?
Yes, and I think I forgot to ask.
Thank you, Deanna. Well, if you could, I think it would be in our county's best interest to know everything that we spent so we can get reimbursed for all of it. Unless that's coming from our pocket, but as a taxpayer, both state and county, I'm not happy about having to spend any money on this at all. Okay, Deanna, I really appreciate you getting these numbers for me. Chief, I appreciate what you're doing. I know that this may not be the first choice for having our officers up on the mountain, and I know that it's not. I need to clarify for the public is that it's not their fault for being there. It's their job, and it is their job duty. But I still feel badly for having our officers up there and having to be in the position that they are.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I just needed to say that. And I appreciate everyone. I know Civil Defense, Fire, Parks and Rec, Police, Public Works, these are the departments that Deanna has been tracking for us. And I know this was not your call to be up there, but you're doing what you're told. But we have to track these funds, one, because we're supposed to get reimbursed, and two, because it's important just as taxpayers, we know what's going on.
I don't have a problem with tracking the funds. I would like the funds back more than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see us spend $3.5 million towards projects in our county. Or it's $3.2 million in our county that would directly benefit us as county residents, whether it's streets, parks, pools, you name it. More police officers, yeah, that's where I'd like to see these funds going, not towards a very divisive project.